What's up, and welcome back to Ear Nugs. I'm your host, ADC, and today we are joined by the talented singer-songwriter John Greska. How are you doing today, and are you ready to answer some questions?
I'm doing great, and I'm super ready, but we'll see what happens. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Could be good, could be better, could be worse, and that's life. So let's jump into these questions.
Excited.
All right, this first question is kind of an icebreaker. How many holes are in a straw?
I can't believe I had to think about that for so long. There's two holes in a straw.
Okay, two holes. No wrong answer in this question. I don't have a definitive answer myself, so just a nice little icebreaker. All right, the next question is, what would you attribute your success to?
Um, I don't. I feel like I want to say the support of the people around me. And it's hard because the music, I would say, I'm always doing it by myself. I'm writing it by myself. I'm recording it by myself. I'm doing the singing like in the studio. I'm doing it like in my bathroom with like blankets on the wall, and so everything I really do by myself. And so um, everything really comes down to the support of people around you telling you that you can do it, that they really like what I'm making, that just that to keep going. And that's, I don't know, I don't really know how much more I can, because that's an important step, that to have, even if it's not, you're not at the level of where you want to be yet, it's important that when you're on the journey, because that's an important part, the journey of music making, to have someone there helping you, and the people that help you are arguably more important than, not even arguably, they are more important than when you reach the level that you're trying to get to. I don't know if that even makes sense, or if I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but in my head, I guess that kind of makes sense.
That makes sense to me too. It's kind of like along the way of your journey, you have to have gratitude for the people that are there for you.
Yeah.
And that's good. You have a good support system that lets you know, like, hey, you're on the right path, and we love what you're doing. And so that's a good thing that you have. I like that. All right, this next question is a little deep one. How do you deal with fear?
Uh-oh. That's a really tough one. That's a really tough one, ADC. Um, it's hard because I don't feel like there's always a really good way to deal with fear. Like sometimes it just kind of happens. When I can deal with fear, I feel like it helps to have a good support system. Um, when I don't have people around me, I feel like it helps to know that it kind of there's no point in having fear. There's a point in having, I don't know how to describe it, but there's this book called Dune. I don't know if you've heard of it, or that there's this movie coming out this year that I'm really excited for. But there's this quote in the book: um, "Fear is the mind killer," and I feel like I always come back to that when I'm scared. Um, that any fear that you have, it just kind of it just kills. It's not like other emotions that you have that are constructive, like even other negative emotions like sadness or anxiousness or stuff like that, that can help you in some way, that can be supportive, because sadness can help deal with maybe things that are that you need to expel. Like if you're sad about something, you can deal with your sadness in some way. Fear is just getting in the way of where you need to go. And I just kind of remember that quote, that fear is just stopping you. And again, I feel like it helps to have someone to talk to about that. But when I don't, it's a little harder. But I remember that. I remember that it's just killing you. It's killing your progress. And I don't know how much more I can go off of that. But for now, at the point where I am, that's what I do when I'm scared.
Okay. I've heard a lot about Dune, and
Yeah.
like I've seen like the older movie that came out, and I've read a lot of things where it's like it's not it's something very inspiring. So I should really look into that book and maybe read that one, because
I mean, I'm really into those genres like sci-fi and fantasy and stuff like that. And I think it's really good, but because I'm into those genres, I don't know if you're into sci-fi and stuff like that. I think it's really good. I don't know. If you are,
I am. So I need to look into that. All right. This next question is, what moment or moments that you can share had the greatest impact on your life, and what lessons can we learn from them?
Like in my entire life, or like in my musical life?
Could be either one. If you could give me both answers, I'll take both. That'd be great.
Okay. I guess I guess to start small, like in my musical life, I always felt like I would be the one putting out my music and throwing it out and stuff like that. And I still am. Like self-promotion is important, and you always should self-promote your music and make sure that you are telling people that music, that you are putting out your own music, so that they know that you're putting out music. But this latest release I put out, I put it out on social media and stuff like that, and people started coming to me and being like, I just heard your latest music, which was stuff that hadn't happened before. Like they usually didn't come to me. I usually had to go to them. And so it's really cool when it starts going the other way. And that really had a big impact on me, I guess you could say, in terms of inspiring me to keep going in a musical direction. In terms of like my life and stuff like that, I have epilepsy, which is like it's a disability that where you have seizures and stuff like that. And for a long time, I thought I would never be able to really do anything, because it's just it's not as serious as other people's epilepsy is, mine, but it just makes you think that like you wouldn't be able to do anything because of the level, because of how much it's affected the other areas of my life. And so being able to do music, it's just been really helpful for me because of the way I can express myself, and because of how much it's just because of the way I can express myself, I guess you can say, because of how I can put myself into my music. And I guess that's the point where I can say it's had the most impact in my life so far, because it really helps putting, mixing my life with my creativity. I think,
Cool,
I
I like
think
that.
if that makes sense, I don't know.
So just having something that you thought of as being a setback in your life, and then realizing it's not really that, and you can do whatever you want, type of feeling, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put words to it. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Let's do a little PSA right now, because with these interviews, I want to promote people. I want to promote the show, but I also want to promote helping people. So you, in your condition with epilepsy, a while ago, I had a coworker that had a seizure on the job,
Mhm.
and I had no clue what to do. None of my coworkers had anything to do, knew exactly what to do. So in a situation like that, what is the thing that people like us that are unaware, what should we do if we encounter someone who's having a seizure or an epileptic episode like that?
It depends. Like if you know the person has epilepsy, you should talk to them before, because you probably shouldn't call an ambulance, because if they have lots of seizures, it just gets really expensive to go to the hospital every time they have a seizure. You should put something under their head, because if they're doing the flailing kind of seizure, they won't keep hitting themselves on like something hard or something like that. If they're like in the air when they you see them begin to convulse, you should watch them to make sure they don't hit something on the way down. And I haven't discussed this with my parents too much, because I'm the one having the seizure. So, and that's really bad of me. I should get into the rules more. But I'm pretty sure that you should lay them on their side in some way so that they don't choke on their saliva or vomit in some form. But I'm pretty sure it's the side and the pillow. But for sure, watch that they don't hit their head on something hard. And if you know that they're epileptic and you have their permission to not call an ambulance. But if it looks very serious, then you should call an ambulance. That's something you should talk about personally with them, because I am at a state where when I go to work or something like that, I tell my bosses not to call an ambulance, because at the frequency I have them, I would be bankrupt with all the amounts of times that I would have to be sent to the hospital. So it depends. And
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
I see. It's more about like communication. Because in my case,
Yes.
I was totally unaware that this coworker of mine had epilepsy. So I guess if I would have known before, and maybe we had communicated beforehand, then the situation might not have been as scary as for myself and my other coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the main thing that I'm taking away from our conversation is communication.
Communication.
Yeah.
Some people have seizures in clusters, which means they have them like many times in a row. If they do that, they'll carry an emergency medicine on them, and so that's also a part of communication, because they can't give themselves the emergency medicine. You have to be the one to give them the emergency medicine, and so you give them the emergency medicine so that they don't have the next set of clusters. And so it's all about communicating with the person that so that you know if they have epilepsy. But the main rules are: watch if you see them falling so they don't hit them, so that they don't hit anything, and then put a pillow under them. And again, the one I'm not sure about is if you should put them on their side or not, but I'm pretty sure that's a rule too, so that they don't choke or anything.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Sorry to get off track for the interview.
No, it's important. It's very important.
So I like that we discussed that. So, all right, now that we got off track there, where am I at? Okay, this next question, another deep question. If you could know the complete and honest truth to one question, what would you ask?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess just to I have have to think. I have to.
Oh, I should have said this at the beginning. If you have any questions that you want to skip, or if you want to say, oh, let me think about it, we'll come back to it, you have that option. I'm totally open to everything, and it's totally up to you. If you want to skip this one and leave it to the end, maybe you'll think about it, or it's totally up to you.
No, I'm gonna. If I had anything I wanted to know the complete and honest truth about, you know what? Yeah, I will think about it.
Okay. I will save that one to the end. This next one, you might do the same thing. This is a very tough one for most of the guests. What is your earliest memory?
I feel like I do know that. I feel like my earliest memory is my brother used to play baseball, and I was sitting like on like a tree branch, and because it's very foggy, I feel like that's the only thing I remember. Like he was playing baseball, and I was sitting on a tree branch, and then like I kind of fell off the tree a little bit. But when I described that memory to my parents, they were like, "No, that didn't happen." But I remember it like I feel like that happened, but they say no, that didn't happen. So I don't know.
Memories are weird things. It's like we can adjust them in our mind and customize them to whatever. I really don't know. So it's memories are a very funny thing. So I like that answer that you had other people to refute your actual memory, and no, that's not the way it went down. So that's a good one. All right, this next question, another lighthearted one. If you had to be an animal, which animal would you pick?
I think I would be a I think I would be a kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
I like that they have like a pocket so that I feel like the hardest thing about just like existing right now is that I have to carry so many things, and I don't really I shouldn't say that I don't like them because they're very useful, but I don't really like how cargo shorts look. I mean, I like them, but I just don't like I like them. I'll just say I like them. But I like that the kangaroos have like the pocket right there. And then I also like that they can jump so high, which I feel would be really fun to play around with. So I'm going to go with kangaroo.
All right, kangaroo. That was the first answer of kangaroo I've had on the show. So I like that one.
What seems to be a really common, or does everyone say a different animal?
Pretty much a different person, different animal, every person. But yeah, specifically like kangaroo for the reasons you said, for the pouch and stuff like that. That's a very interesting answer, I would think. So I like that one. I like that one. All right, this next question is, who or what are some of your influences?
So I like the Electric Light Orchestra.
Okay.
They're an old band that they fuse rock with like classical instruments, like from orchestras and stuff like that. But they're my only they're my only they're my only 20th century influence. I feel like a lot of the bands I like, I mean, I like a lot of 20th century bands, but all of my influences, I would say, are from the 20th, 21st century. Like, I like Fun, like the people who made We Are Young and Some Nights. And I like, I forgot their names, but they're the people who made Kids.
Kids.
Dun 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 dun.
Is that MGMT?
MGMT, yeah.
Okay.
And I like them, and I'm a really big Kesha fan, and I don't know. I'm a really big I'm a fan of fusion. So like I feel like fusion in music is really fun. And so I'm a fan of AJR. I don't know if it seems like if you go on, they did like Sober Up and Bang Bang Bang. I feel like if you go on like those music review sites, people say their music is really cheesy, and I mean it is, but I like their style, and I don't know. Those are my and this will be weird, but I really like My Chemical Romance too.
Nothing wrong with any of those answers. Nothing wrong. We all got our little things that we feel we should be ashamed of, but it's nah. It's just your flavor, your taste, and stuff like that. And yeah, I like that. I like how you categorized it by century too. That was very interesting as well. So okay, this next question is: what is a secret that you wish to share that could improve the lives with the people watching? And the same options arise for this question as before. If you want to skip it and say it to the end, or it's up to you.
Well, I mean, it's hard because I don't feel like I have a secret. Like I feel like my secret would have been that like I had epilepsy, and I feel like we did the PSA. Like that would have been my, because I don't have any more like things like that or anything. I'll think more about it, but I don't think
Okay, so
like I don't have. We might have done it already.
Hit this question already. Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine. If you think of something when we come back to
I'll think more about it in the.
Okay, so the next question is: when you're feeling sad, what is something that you do to make yourself feel happy, or at the least not feel sad
Um, I like watching. Like YouTube has like those like 2-minute snippets from your favorite shows, or
I think they're called like shorts or something.
yeah. Like I'm a really big fan of Schitt's Creek and Veep. It's like an HBO show about politics with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and so I just watch 2-minute snippets from like shows, and then I end up like for an hour or something like that just watching like when I could have watched like 4 episodes of that at that actual show when I've ended up watching like 30 or 40 2-minute snippets from the show itself. But I watch, I guess I would just say I watch YouTube, but I want to make it seem less. I watch my show.
So just taking your mind out of the place.
Yeah, I just take my mind off of it.
Like
sometimes I'll go on Spotify.
I like that. I mean, I find myself doing that too. I'll just be on like Instagram or TikTok, and I'll be like watching little clips, and it's just like, oh, it's time for bed. What happened with the day? So I can relate to that one. All right, this next question is a lighthearted one. What is your favorite meal or meals?
I'm a huge spaghetti fan. Like just the noodle, and I'll have it in any form. I'll have it with red sauce. I'll have it with white sauce. I'll have buttered noodles. I don't know why, but spaghetti and or linguine or the little noodles. I don't know. I love noodles. And there's no other food that stacks up to it. It's my favorite food, and nothing comes close to it ever.
So do you have like a affinity for just twirling your noodles on the fork or something? Do you like other pastas, or just the noodle types?
No, I'll have bow tie. I love bow tie noodles. I love the twirly noodles. I don't know what other noodles there are, but I love maybe it's all the carbohydrates that are in there, but I love I just love noodles, or whatever you'd call the general food group of it. I love it.
So pasta.
The pasta. That's the word for it.
All right, I like that one. I like pasta too. So that's a good answer. I had some a couple nights ago. All right, this next one is another lighthearted one. Where is your favorite place?
Just in general, just my favorite place in general.
In general. Could be a specific location, could be like abstract, like, oh, within the company of my friends, or just whatever comes to mind. What's your favorite? Where do you like to be?
Well, I do definitely like being in the company of my friends. I feel like it helps take my mind off of things. Like it helps take the stress away, and it does help at the same time. It does help me. I wouldn't say like practice socializing, but it helps me like come out of my shell a lot more, and it just I feel like fully John when I'm there. I feel like a full person when I'm in the company of my friends, and I feel like I can be myself fully. I would also say I really like Epcot, and I like the movie theater. I just went to go see In the Heights. It's a shame that it didn't make like its money back or anything.
Is that the Lin-Manuel?
Yeah, the musical.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I haven't heard anything about it. Do you recommend it?
I do recommend it. It was really good. It was really, if you're into musicals, it's a must see. If you're not into musicals, it's very good. It's, rent on DVD and definitely see, so you can pause it and watch it with subtitles, because it's hard to listen to all the rapping, and it's like 3.5 hours long. But it's very good.
All right.
And I'm definitely going to watch Dune in theaters.
I think everybody's favorite place right now, well, not everybody's, but a lot of people are just looking forward to getting back into the actual theaters and watching movies like that. So that's a good answer. I like that one. All right, this next question, where are we at? Oh, let's go back to this favorite place. You said that you enjoy being in the company of your friends. What is the place that you would enjoy the most in the company of your friends? Could be like a bar or the movie theaters, or just chilling at the house. Or...
We usually chill at a house, and we would, we're at a house. Sometimes we play Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes it's just watching TV. We can just sit on a couch and watch TV, and it still feels like you're just with your friends.
Cool, I like that. So it doesn't matter the place, just as long as...
It doesn't matter as long as you're with your friends. You're with your friends. I feel like that's like really good friendship. It doesn't matter what you're doing, just when you're together, you're together.
All right.
Even if you're on like a Zoom meeting.
Yeah. I enjoy being on these Zoom meetings. It's one of my favorite places, to be honest, doing these interviews. All right. So the next question is, what is a change you wish to see in the world, and do you see it coming to fruition?
There's a lot of changes I feel that need to happen. I feel like one of the most important ones probably should be climate change, because that would be important for the survivability for the physical portion of the planet itself, which would allow more time for the rest of the changes that need to happen. I think it's super important. Do I think it'll happen? I think it can happen. And I think it could happen if more younger people got involved. And I think younger people are getting involved. I think it could happen.
Okay, so you kind of touched up on the follow-up question. The follow-up question is, what can we do, you and me, to make this change come to fruition? So just getting more involved. That's a good answer, I guess. Would you elaborate on that? What could we do to possibly fight climate change?
Well, I think there's different things different people can do. Like, I know there's these, like in some places, they plant new trees like every day, like where the trees got burned down, they plant new trees every day. And so some people, they stopped eating meat because I think it was like cow burps, the methane goes through the ozone layer or something like that. I don't know too much about that, but apparently that's a thing. And I know, it's hard to be like, just stop eating meat, but I don't know, I guess I think that requires more research, or like from me, not from the scientists, but like I need to look into that more. We need to inform other people. Once we inform ourselves, we need to inform the people who don't want to listen, so that they know that this issue affects them too. It's a matter of getting informed and then informing others after that.
Sweet. So like awareness,
but then doing things too.
Awareness and action.
Awareness and action.
All right. I like that one. Okay. This next question is another lighthearted one. I like to switch it up, go back and forth. Yeah. What is a superpower you wish you had?
It's hard because I really want invisibility, because I'm a fan of like, I'm a really big fan right now of like sneaking around the corner and scaring people. So I wouldn't say it's hard. I don't know why I said it's hard in the beginning. It's easy. I would want invisibility because I love sneaking around the corner and scaring people.
Sneaky, man. All right. It's always fun to scare people, especially when you know that they have those big reactions. They're like, So those are always fun. So I like that one. Okay, the next question. This is another deep one. How do you deal with anger?
So like, honestly, like if I'm really honest, I wouldn't say I don't get angry, but like I don't, not outwardly, like I just like keep it. And that's not like a good thing, but I don't really deal with it that much. And so I don't know. I don't really have an answer. I mean, like I do. I mean, I guess that's my answer. I don't really do anything with it. I guess maybe sometimes when it's too much, I'll like talk to someone, and that's good. A good thing to do for people who are angry. Talk to someone about it. But I don't really do that too often.
I feel like that's such a masculine answer. It's like, you just bury it down deep and forget about it until later. I don't know. It's just a lot of people have different answers for this. And what you said, talking to people is a very great answer and a common answer for people. So do that more when next time you get angry. Talk to your friends. All right.
I will. I'll try.
All right. This is the last of the interview questions, and then we'll circle back to the ones that we skipped. What made you get into what you do?
Okay. So I've always really liked music. I feel like that's so, yeah. But around like high school, like senior year, I started like writing music like on a DAW, or whatever, and I had like a collection. I wasn't really gonna write music that I could sing or anything like that. I wasn't into that stuff. I was into compositional music, like instrumental music, but I was into like, I wouldn't call it classical music, but instrumental music, like fusion music, like instrumental music that was had made use of classical instruments at the same time. It used just a little tiny bit of electronic instruments. And not only did I not want to show a lot of people, but the people like that I did show it to, they weren't really like a big fan of it, just because I didn't really mix them well, because it was such a weird combination of instruments, at least the way I mixed them. And so then in high school, I tried, in college, I tried again, with like a different way I combined the instruments, like electronic and classical. And it was okay. It was pretty good. But I realized I just needed to like expand my horizons a little bit more. So I decided I'd do that fusion of classical and electronic instruments, but I needed to have like a little bit of vocals on top of it. And I tried writing it for different artists, but I couldn't really find an artist that, at least not at my level yet, like just some random person online, because I didn't know anyone. So I tried writing music with like vocals for it, and so I just wrote the Aiming at the Stars, and so I guess that's how I got to Aiming at the Stars. I was trying to do my original style, electronic classical, or classical with a dash of electronic, with a broader sense of vocals on top of it. And then now I've got the new Suburban Child coming out.
When is that coming out?
August 23rd.
All right, August 23rd. Yeah, I really like your style. How you said it's like a fusion of classical and like modern digital instruments, and you can really you can hear that in your music. It's like it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. It's like different from everything else. So it's one of the things that I truly enjoy about your music specifically. So
thank you.
I like that. All right, let's see. What are these questions that we skipped? Was it the moment or moments that you could share? That was that the one?
I think it was. If I could pick one.
The question.
If I could know the answer to one question.
Yeah, if you could know the complete and honest truth to one question, what would you ask?
Okay, I think just to answer my last question lightheartedly, I would be, I would want to know when Nintendo is going to put good animations in their next Pokemon game.
We need to ask those. These are the hard-hitting questions we need to ask these people of Nintendo. Anybody out there watching, if you work for Nintendo, let's get an answer to this question. And then was there another one that we missed? What was the other one? I don't know.
I think that might have been
in the straw. There was only one? Okay, cool. If that's the one that you can remember, then
that's the one I really remember because it was so broad.
Okay, that's the end of the interview questions, but we have a couple more questions. It's just promotion, a little bit for yourself and a little bit for the show.
Okay.
So what do you have coming up? And is there anything you want to plug or promote?
Okay, well, to plug, I guess just I just released a single called The Big Hill just on the 19th. It's a single to my new album, which will go on the it'll be on the coming up side of the question. It's coming out August 23rd. It's like a story of growing up in the suburbs. It's without telling too much, it's like each song kind of grows up a little bit. and The Big Hill is the first song on the album. It's the youngest song, so to speak, and it's about nostalgia and stuff like that, and being the youngest. And that one is available everywhere, and it's out now. And like I said, Suburban Child's out the 23rd.
That's very cool that you're putting out an actual album with it's a project that you put thought into the actual album itself. It's like most nowadays, you just hear a lot of singles coming out, and most people's albums are just songs that they threw together. And it's kind of like a throwback to the past where like artists would actually have their songs tell a story. And so I like that you're doing that and you're bringing it back. So
thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah. It took I did it over the lockdown, so I had a lot of time to think about that kind of stuff.
You use your lockdown for good purposes. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, the next question is just a little bit of promotion for the show. You've been on Ear Nugs before. Mm-hmm. That one is for music videos. And then now today you're on Interview Nugs. So Interview Nugs is open for anybody out there who wants to be interviewed. So anybody out there that you could recommend for Interview Nugs?
Interview Nugs is for, so it's for anyone, or it's for like music people?
Anyone. I've recently done one with just a YouTube creator. I have one scheduled for a comedian coming up. So anybody out there that wants promotion or anything like that you can think of.
So I know there's this SoundCloud artist. He recently put out, not recently, maybe like half a year ago, it was, he put out this single named Hooked on You. It was, I don't know how to describe it. I guess it's also like sort of electronic, like indie pop. Very good. He's very good. He's in my contact list. I don't know how to describe him, but he puts out like a single every couple months. He's very good. I know someone, Rosemary Cuevas. She's an actress. She's an actress like / publicist. She did the publicity for my album. I guess that's like a double plug for her. So I think she's really talented. She did the artwork for my my Instagram posts. We went for kind of like a zany style. That's like my face on the I don't know why I'm doing so much hand stuff. She went she like put my face on the cast of The Wiggles. I don't know. I saw that. I really like her style. I know a lot of producers. There's like Zach Keefe. He's someone on my Instagram. He like designed his own sound studio, I guess you could call it, a recording studio. He made it all himself. I know a lot of people, but I guess those are the three I would shout out off the top of my head, being put on the spot.
Okay. And then what about for Ear Nugs? Do you know anybody out there that's trying to promote any music videos?
Music videos. I'd have to think a little more about that, but I'm sure I know some.
If you think of any, and just send me the links. Just send me a message. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll try to get in contact with them.
Okay.
All right, that's the end of the show, everybody. I had a great time here with John Greska, and we will catch all of you guys next time. Peace.
Bye, everyone.